Last week was a amazing week for college football. A lot of good football, a lot of good games went on, a lot of just craziness. I went to the Penn State Oregon whiteout game. It was absolutely amazing. I'm glad that you know I spent my money on that. And I mean, I was going to be mad if Oregon lost, definitely, because I came there for Oregon. I wore my Oregon shirt, I wore my Oregon hat, Um, because like my Hokies, they're not doing too well, so I use Oregon for the college video game. So of course I'm using them as my second team in real life. Bandwagon, maybe, but it is what it is. But anyways, let's talk about this week's game, week 6 of college football, where we mainly just focus on FBS. Um, so right now, as I speak, Sam Houston is playing New Mexico State right now. So for that's for Thursday. For Friday, Western Kentucky plays Delaware. I got, by the way, I got Sam Houston winning today. I think they're gonna win. By the way, don't use none of my what I think for your bets. All right. Like I said, so Friday I have Western Kentucky beating Delaware, South Florida beating Charlotte, New Mexico beating San Jose State. I have BYU beating West Virginia, San Diego State beating Colorado State, and Saturday. So Saturday, I have, Virginia Tech. They bounced back against NC State. They've won their last 2 games, so I think they continue to trend and keep it rolling against Wake Forest. I got Georgia beating Kentucky. I have Iowa State beating Cincinnati. Michigan as a 17.5-point favorite over Wisconsin is kind of crazy, but I got Michigan. Illinois look good against USC, even though I made that video saying that they shouldn't be ranked that high. Obviously, they shouldn't have. Now they ranked in at least the top 25, like in the 20s, for the last 3 weeks now. So now I got them beating Purdue. I got Pitt over Boston College. Clemson versus North Carolina. Honestly, Clemson needs this game, because if they don't, then Dabo Sweeney, then Dabo is definitely in the hot seat. If North Carolina loses, Belichick can lose the rest of these games and not be in the hot seat. I mean, his whole team is brand new, 70 new players. So, Baylor beating Kansas State. Navy continuing their undefeated streak against Air Force. I have UAB beating Army. Ohio over Ball State. I mean, if we go by name, I would pick Temple over UTSA, but the Road Runners, man, I don't know. I think they find a way and pull it off. North Carolina State is going to dog walk Campbell. UMass is on 4, and they're going against Western Michigan, so I'm choosing Western Michigan. Oklahoma State under a new regime, but they're going against Arizona, and Arizona is going to tear them up for sure. Penn State bounces back again to UCLA. I have Texas over Florida. College game day, game of the week, apparently this week, is Alabama versus Vanderbilt. I think Alabama bounces back from last year's defeat, I think by a large margin. I have Notre Dame over Boise State. Notre Dame is pretty much going to win the rest of their games and make the playoffs. UVA is 4-1 and they're facing Louisville. I'm really praying that Louisville wins, but UVA is riding the high horse off of beating FSU. So, I mean, it's going to be a good game, but I'm going Louisville. Maryland is hot right now. Like, they are hot. But I'm picking Washington to beat them. I think Washington bounces back from the Ohio State loss. Monroe versus Northwestern. I got Northwestern winning that. I have, crazy to say, I think I have Oregon State getting their first win on App State. I have Syracuse beating SMU, UConn beating FIU, James Madison beating Georgia State. I have Central Michigan beating Akron. I have Buffalo beating Eastern Michigan. I have, I think I'm going to go Miami, Ohio beats Northern Illinois. Oklahoma by a landslide over Kent State, but I hope my boy Mason Woods balls out for Kent State. We got Nebraska beating Michigan State. We got Texas State beating Arkansas State. Old Dominion over Coastal. Texas Tech over Houston. UNLV over Wyoming for sure. Troy over South Alabama. Rice over FAU. Ohio State dominates Minnesota. I have, and what I think is the game of the week, I have Miami beating Florida State, and Florida State going on a 2-game losing streak. I have Texas A&M over Mississippi State. Colorado just looking absolutely terrible, man. I got TCU. I got UCF over Kansas. I have Memphis over Tulsa. I think my boy TJ Bush in California gets it done over Duke. And I have, in the nightcap, I have Fresno State beating Nevada. So, hopefully these games this week, I mean, it's more of a dead period right now. Not really any big games like to really look forward to. Like next week, we got Oregon versus Indiana. That's going to be a big game. But I don't know. Maybe this is just the hangover from a impressive week last week. So we'll see. But see what's in the news. I know Oklahoma State fired like 2 coaches, like Mike Gundy and I think one of their coordinators. Hot seat will be Clemson. Clemson might be in the hot seat. Well, Arch Manning finally, showed. I mean, it's Florida, but you really can't sleep. So this game between Texas and Florida is, it's make or break for both Lagway and Arch Manning. Like, they both need to show that they can lead the programs that they are at, to victories and be a good leader. So this is going to be a great game for both of them who are trying to, show what they can really do. Carson Beck, trying to prove that he can be a first-round draft pick. Thomas Castellanos trying to show that, the UVA game was a fluke, but him being good and how he played against Alabama is not a fluke, that he can carry this team into the playoffs. But yeah, that's about it. Alabama trying to avenge their loss against Vanderbilt from last season. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. So hope y'all enjoyed the little bit of video that's left against me versus this ultimate cheeser. But until then, I see y'all in the next one. I'm out.
So that's a bit of the gamesmanship going on right now. I think you're seeing seeing that with their offensive coordinator and his choice in play call.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Got some room to run. And they'll drag him down.
He wants. He didn't have the accuracy either. And that's a bad combination, and that's a big part of why that ball was intercepted.
Might be calling a hot route. Wants to throw on first down. On the run, still looking.
He's caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
Wants to fire on second down. Quick completion on the outlet.
Oh.
Huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37. And the Wildcats want to crank the tempo. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Time for their offense. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to go up top. Going for the big play.
That time the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
Takes it from the gun on third down. Flushed out of the pocket. He turns it loose to the left. Right out. They'll run it on first and goal. He worked offense. Running out the clock, a mere
Snap the ball.